I'd always dreamed of the life you see in glossy magazines. Cliffside villas, cars worth more than private islands, champagne dinners that cost more than a month's rent in my old apartment. When my company sold for a nine-figure sum, I got it all at once. My new mansion sat on the edge of a rocky bluff, with floor-to-ceiling windows and an infinity pool that seemed to spill into the ocean. Everything was perfect, at least during the day. The first night, I woke to the sound of footsteps in the living room. I figured it was security, until the home system showed the house was empty. I grabbed my robe and went to check, my pulse spiking. That's when I saw it. Smeared handprints on the inside of the glass wall. I lived alone. The next morning, I had the security team check every camera. But the last recording cut out at 2:17 a.m. 1 minute before I heard the steps. And there was something else. Beneath the pool, hidden behind a service panel, was a narrow maintenance tunnel no one had mentioned in the sale. It led into a dim underground corridor carved into the rock. I decided to follow it, even though every instinct screamed not to. The air smelled damp, the concrete walls glistened, and the light bulbs overhead had been replaced recently, by someone other than me. Then I heard a voice. A low, rasping whisper. "You didn't just buy the house, you bought us." My phone had no signal down here, and the echo of that voice seemed to linger in the damp air. I stood frozen, every hair on my body standing on end. "Who's there?" I called out, my voice cracking more than I wanted. No answer, just the faint sound of water dripping somewhere deeper in the tunnel. I moved forward, one cautious step at a time, until I reached a rusted metal door. A fresh padlock hung on it, polished, untouched by the salt air. Whoever was using this place had been here recently. I didn't have the key, but curiosity outweighed fear. I smashed the lock with a wrench from the maintenance wall and pushed the door open. The smell hit me first, something metallic, almost sweet. Inside was a small, concrete room lit by a single dangling bulb. On the floor lay a line of old leather suitcases. Each had a tag with a name written in fading ink. The first one I opened wasn't filled with clothes. It was filled with bones. And then, from behind me, the voice again, closer this time. "Welcome home." I spun around so fast I nearly slipped on the damp floor, but there was no one there. Only the tunnel stretching back toward the pool, silent and empty. My breathing was ragged now. I grabbed my phone again, still no signal. I took a picture of the suitcases, thinking I'd at least have proof later. But when I looked at the screen, the image was blank, just static. I shut the door and started back, the sound of my footsteps echoing unnaturally loud. Except, one of them wasn't mine. Somewhere behind me, perfectly in sync with my pace, was another set of steps. I froze. So did they. I turned, slowly, and in the weak light at the far end of the tunnel I saw movement. A shadow, taller than any man I'd ever met, slid just out of sight around the bend. I didn't wait. I bolted toward the pool hatch, scrambled up, and slammed it shut. When I turned to leave the pool deck, the glass wall of the living room was covered in fresh handprints. Hundreds of them, all pressed from inside.